Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be testing the new Valvoline Restore and Protect transmission fluid in this 2012 Grand Caravan. Just as a recap for anybody who has watched the channel before and maybe people who have not, this 2012 Grand Caravan has been tested with the Valvoline Restore and Protect motor oil. We were taking a look at the condition of the oil and the oil filter pleats to see if it had captured anything and cleaned anything out of the engine. In a couple of the oil filters, we've seen a couple pieces trapped, and it's probably doing some good cleaning on some varnish that's in the engine. It's got 313,000 miles on it, so there's probably some cleaning that it could benefit from. Unfortunately, on our last oil change, there was a oil leak that developed, and we swapped over to Valvoline's Max Life High Mileage oil, and I'm hoping that the extra seal conditioners in that oil are going to swell where they need to and hopefully stop any leaks from happening anymore. And all of that leads us to today's video, where we're going to be doing a transmission drain and fill. We have a new Wix transmission filter, as well as the Restore and Protect by Valvoline, except this is their transmission fluid. Going over the transmission fluid, it removes up to 97% of deposits. Sounds fancy. They have a little picture here that shows some crud built up on the clutches, which this oil is meant to remove. Now, you may be wondering if there are any differences between this and regular transmission fluid, and honestly, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but I'll tell you that the motor oil Restore and Protect has worked pretty good in other vehicles, and I'm guessing that their Restore and Protect transmission fluid is also going to be pretty good. Just a couple differences that I have noticed. It's the same red as any other transmission fluid, but it smells a little bit more strong, kind of similar to like their motor oil, how it gives off like a different smell. It's just interesting. I'm hoping that today I can go over the old filter with you guys and see if I can't get into there without destroying it completely. Transmission filters are a little tougher to get into without completely tearing them apart, but I'm going to try. If I can't do it today, I'm going to throw up some photos of it somewhere in the video, and they'll be still frame photos, but hopefully you guys will be able to at least see what the inside looks like. And if I completely ruin it and there's not even a point in showing you guys, then I apologize in advance. You may be wondering how we're actually going to test the performance of this new transmission fluid, and that is a very valid question. One of the ways is a little bit subjective because the argument could be made that new fluid from any brand would have done the same thing. However, this engine has a little bit of a weird shift going from reverse to drive, and it's just a little delayed and a little bit kind of clunky. So we're going to see if maybe that goes away after either today or maybe a couple drives with this new transmission fluid after it gets worked in everywhere. The other way that we're going to test this is, again, hoping that I can get the transmission filter opened up on the current one. We're going to also open up this one in probably 40,000 miles and see if there's any difference between the two of them. It's tough to say if there will be or if not, but it'll be something interesting to look at. So with that, let's take a look at the condition of the current fluid that's in it right now. So for those of you that are not aware, you have to have the engine running in order to check the accurate level of transmission fluid on an automatic transmission. So right now I have the engine idling, and we are going to be seeing the condition of the fluid. I'm not sure how long it's been since the transmission has been serviced on this vehicle, but the fluid doesn't look too terribly dark, but obviously it doesn't have that super bright red color either. So we're going to try and fix that today. So before we go ahead and change the filter and fluid out, I wanted to see if we can try to time how long it takes for the vehicle to shift after it's placed into a specific gear, and then listen for any weird sounds or jerks or anything like that, and compare that with what it does afterwards. So to start, we're going to go into reverse here. Might be kind of hard for you guys to hear any sort of clunks. but I'll try to tap the steering wheel or something like that when I feel the car actually shift. And I'll let you know that in this vehicle, like I was talking about, it has kind of clunky shifts. They are relatively easy to feel. So let's try that again. And then we'll go to drive. That was pretty much immediate, actually. I don't even know if I could get my hand on the steering wheel before it shifted. That was really fast, way quicker than I could tap that. So it's pretty quick to get into drive, but there's definitely some clunkiness going on and a little bit of lag into reverse. I don't really have a great way of taking off the transmission pan while I am recording, but I will show you guys what we're going to do here. So, like I said, we're going to take off the transmission pan to get to the filter. This one is pretty straightforward. We have a bunch of nuts here or bolts that we need to take out. And unfortunately, there is not a drain plug, so we'll just have to undo a couple of these back bolts on this side to let the pan kind of fall until some of the fluid comes out, and we'll take the rest of it off. So I got a few of the back bolts loosened, and I just wanted to show you guys kind of what we're working with. We definitely do not have that bright cherry red color on this fluid anymore, so again, I don't know how many miles it has been since the transmission's been serviced, but I'll try and find that info out for you guys and throw it down in a comment or something. Here you guys go. That's a good view of what we are working with here. And just to try and get some of it on a towel here. Yeah, we definitely do not have that bright cherry red color anymore. That is for sure. It's a good thing that we're changing the fluid out today. Hey guys, so somehow I did not realize that my microphone shut off. However, don't worry, I later turned it on in a few clips here. But for now, you're just going to have to watch me explain basically that there's some stuff in the pan, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in 2 seconds, like right there. And here I'm showing you guys how cool this looks. Look at all the stuff on the inside. Oh wow, is that a magnet? Yes, it is a magnet. Look at all that material that's caught on the magnet. And I'm probably explaining right now that I'm going to go clean all of this off, put a new gasket on, and we'll come back and put it on the vehicle and get it filled up with fluid. I guess there must have been something really impressive about that magnet, or I don't know. Oh, I might not wipe my hand on it. Oh, look at that. Look. Oh, geez. Okay. How many miles do you guys think it's been since this magnet has been cleaned off? I don't know. I'm not a transmission guy, but there's obviously some stuff on it, but I don't really know if that's like bad. I don't know how many miles that's normal for. So anybody that knows that kind of stuff, just feel free to drop a comment below and give your opinion on it. All right, guys, now it's time to take the filter off by taking off this screw right here and this one right there. We are putting the Wix filter on now, and that's what it looks like inside the new one. Now the new filter is in and the old filter is out, so it's time to throw the drain pan on. So I got the drain pan all nice and cleaned up, and look at how nice that magnet looks. I also have a new gasket we're going to be throwing on. So we have the new filter in and the drain pan back on. Now we're going to put 5.5 quarts of transmission fluid back in here because that's what the drain and fill procedure calls for. All right, so now that we put 5.5 quarts in, we're going to start it up, cycle it through all the gears, make sure everything sounds okay and works good, and then we're going to come back and check it after it gets warm. Now that the engine is idling and it's warmed up a little bit, we're going to check the fluid level. It looks like we're a little low yet, so we're going to throw another quart in and see where that puts us. As you guys can see, this is a little bit of a makeshift transmission dipstick, but we are right in the perfect spot. I just took this for a little quick spin and got the fluid nice and warm. And now we're going to do our ultra scientific test again, where we see how long it takes for the vehicle to actually shift into a gear. And honestly, I can't even feel it shifting into drive anymore. Like, it's pretty much instantaneous. I think that before there was a little bit of a lag, but now it is pretty instantaneous. Going into reverse, there's still a little bit of a lag, but it's not terrible. I'm not sure if it's any faster. I'll have to see if I can get like some timer and look at the previous videos, but it didn't blow up and it shifted fine driving, nice and smooth. So I don't really have any complaints. We'll just have to see what the filter looks like. Before I try to take this filter apart, I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like right now before I start messing with anything. I'm not sure exactly what the Chrysler transmission filters look like brand new, but to me it looks like this one's kind of dirty. I doubt that it looks like that from the factory. So let me know though what you guys think. All right. I said I was going to do it for you guys. Here it is. So, just in case people can't recognize this anymore, this is the bottom of the filter. That is where the dirty transmission fluid goes into the filter. And this side right here would be the dirty side. I have to mention that I can't guarantee that all these black pieces are not burnt pieces of plastic because I had to use a grinder to get this open. So keep that in mind, that a lot of this is probably honestly just from trying to get the filter open, but I don't really know a better way to do it. So I apologize for that. But all of the shiny stuff that's on the inside here, I don't think that would come from the grinder. There wasn't any metal that I was grinding, so that was all the shiny stuff in here. This is all clutch material. That is not for me at all. A lot of the black smudges and the black pieces are probably the burnt plastic, but anything that's shiny in here, like in this corner right here, that's not for me. So that is kind of interesting. So we'll have to see what the Restore and Protect does. We'll change this fluid out another 30,000 miles, I think. So stay tuned, and we'll see if this transmission filter looks any different next time. And I want to thank everybody who supports the channel. All of the likes, comments, everybody that subscribes, all of that really helps the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so any help with that I appreciate. Let me know below what you think about this vehicle with the transmission fluid, if that was dumb with the Restore and Protect, or what your thoughts are on maybe 30,000 is too much, or maybe drop your predictions below. What do you think we're going to see in the next filter? Is it going to be caked, or is the transmission going to fail on the drive home now? I guess we'll see you in the next video. But check out the links below that are Amazon links for all the cool stuff that I use in the video, and I appreciate you guys.